Welcome back to another episode of Deeper Thoughts with the Geek, the series where I overthink UFC fights so you don't have to. You're welcome. If you're looking for a short and sweet breakdown, make sure you check out my quick picks videos for fast breakdowns and official picks. And if you like free money, well, potential free money, follow me on Instagram for free parlays. I'll pin the link in the comments because I'm helpful like that. First fight I want to talk about is Carly Judas versus Juliana Miller. I've been high on Carly from the start, and yes, I remember the comments telling me I was crazy for picking her. Funny how those comments got real quiet afterward, but I saw them. I always see them. That said, this really does feel like a strong stylistic matchup for Carly. She's the cleaner, sharper striker, and Miller has shown that striking defense isn't exactly her strength. Juliana is tough, very tough. But toughness alone can turn into a long night if you're eating clean shots. Carly's biggest advantage here is her composure and technical striking. She throws with intent, she's accurate, and when she gets into rhythm, she can really start putting combinations together. If Miller decides to make this a brawl, that might actually play right into Carly's hands. Now, to Miller's credit, she's gritty and she pushes forward. She's not going to back up easily, and that usually guarantees some action. Both women are willing to engage, neither is shy about a scrap, and as an opener for the card, this is exactly what you want. High pace, forward pressure, and the potential for momentum swings. I expect Carly to look good here. If she manages distance properly and keeps it mostly standing, this could be a showcase-type performance. But because Miller is durable and willing to dog it out, we should still get a fun fight. It's a really solid way to kick off the night. This one has banger opener written all over it. Now let's talk about the main event. On paper, this is a really tough matchup for Sean. Anthony is a cardio machine with ridiculous output, and he doesn't just win rounds, he looks to finish. Sean also has strong cardio and volume, but the difference is Anthony weaponizes it. He pushes a pace that forces mistakes and capitalizes on them. That's where this gets interesting. I think we're going to see Sean's wrestling and his cardio truly tested here. Anthony doesn't fade. He doesn't give you space to reset. If Sean wants to control this fight, he's going to have to work for it every second. Now let me be clear. I like Sean. I've been high on him before it was popular. I was literally one of the only people picking him to beat Izzy. And yes, I still have the receipts. So this isn't me jumping off the bandwagon, but stylistically, I think this is a rough spot. Anthony matches the pace, matches the durability, and in my opinion, brings more finishing urgency. Sean is very good at extending fights and building momentum. Anthony is very good at ending them. That's the key difference to me. Could Sean make it competitive? Absolutely. He's proven people wrong before. But if I'm breaking this down objectively, I think Anthony's pressure, output, and ability to capitalize on openings give him the edge here. I won't call anything in MMA easy because that's how you end up looking crazy on Sunday morning. But I do lean Anthony pretty confidently in this matchup. Next fight I want to talk about is Sergey versus Ante. Not because I think this is some heavyweight masterpiece in the making, but because this feels like a high-stakes fight for very different reasons. Both guys have to be a little nervous here, right? The UFC has been trimming the heavyweight roster lately, and when you're in a division that already struggles with depth and activity, that's not a comforting trend. Sergey especially should feel the pressure. He's 8-6 in the UFC, on a 2-fight skid, and historically hasn't exactly been must-see TV. He's solid, but solid at heavyweight isn't always enough anymore, especially in this new era where the promotion seems to be prioritizing excitement. Technically, Sergey is durable and methodical. He fights behind a steady pace, throws straight punches well, and can mix in wrestling when he needs to. The issue is urgency. He doesn't always push for finishes, and at heavyweight, where one exchange can end the night, that can be a dangerous way to live. Ante, on the other hand, is much more explosive. He throws with bad intentions, particularly in close quarters, and his power is real. He's not the cleanest technician, but he doesn't need to be if he's landing first and landing hard. Against a guy like Sergey, who can be hittable when exiting exchanges, that power becomes a serious factor. And let's be honest, this division hasn't exactly been thriving. Since the PED crackdowns, heavyweight has slowed down both physically and stylistically. The top of the division has been frozen for years, and fan interest has dipped. If the UFC is looking to refresh the weight class under this new business direction, they're going to prioritize heavyweights who create chaos, not 15-minute sparring matches. That's why this feels like more than just another fight for Sergey. If he loses, especially if he gets finished, that could realistically be it. And even if he wins in a low-output decision, I'm not entirely convinced that guarantees anything long-term. From a stylistic standpoint, I lean Ante. I think his explosiveness and power are the difference here. If he pressures early and forces Sergey into exchanges instead of letting him settle into rhythm, I think he finds the knockout. And if he does, that might be exactly what the division and the UFC is looking for. There are a few other fights on this card that really interest me, and Chidi vs. Carlos is near the top of that list. This one is simple stylistically, two high-level strikers who are not looking to wrestle. Nobody's shooting panic doubles here. Both guys want to land clean and put the other one out. Chidi has the physical tools you want in this matchup: tall, long, rangy, fast hands, sharp straight shots. When he's managing distance properly, he's extremely hard to deal with. His jab and straight punches down the middle are real weapons, especially against someone who likes to pressure forward. Now, if it sounds like I'm trying to convince myself, that's because I kind of am. Carlos is dangerous. He's compact, powerful, and when he starts marching forward throwing hooks, things get uncomfortable quickly. He doesn't need much space to generate power, and that's what makes this fight tense. The key for Chidi is discipline. If he stays long, uses lateral movement, and doesn't get trapped against the fence, he should be able to piece Carlos up on the way in. But if he plants his feet and trades in the pocket, that's where Carlos becomes terrifying. So technically, this is a range versus pressure matchup, distance management versus forward aggression. And in fights like that, one mistake changes everything. That's why, from a betting standpoint, I'm not overthinking this. No matter who you pick, there's risk attached. Instead of sweating aside, I'd rather look at a knockout prop or a fight doesn't go the distance angle. Both feel very live here. These two are not built for cautious kickboxing matches. However it plays out, I don't expect the judges to be heavily involved. And lastly, I'm really interested in the rematch between Jocelyn and Nora. This one intrigues me because I genuinely think Jocelyn has improved a lot since their first fight. Her striking looks more composed, her combinations are tighter, and she seems more confident in exchanges. She's not just throwing to throw anymore, there's intention behind what she's doing. Nora, on the other hand, feels like a more known quantity. She's solid, she sticks to what works, but stylistically she hasn't evolved much. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Consistency can win fights. But in a rematch scenario, growth matters. Rematches often come down to adjustments. Who made them? Who added layers? Who fixed the holes that cost them the first time? I think Jocelyn might be that fighter here. She's one of those prospects who visibly gets better every time out. You can actually see the improvements. Better shot selection, better timing, better composure under pressure, better grappling. That's usually a sign of someone who's taking the sport seriously and still climbing. I'm not saying she's there yet, but if her development continues at this rate, I do think she could be in the championship conversation one day. This rematch should tell us a lot. So overall, this card has a little bit of everything. You've got pressure fights where guys might be fighting for their roster spots. You've got heavyweight tension where one punch could change someone's career trajectory. You've got high-level striking matchups that probably don't need judges. And you've got a really interesting rematch where growth and adjustments might decide everything. Some of these fights are about rankings, some are about survival, and some are just about violence. That's what makes this one interesting to me. It might not be the flashiest card on paper, but stylistically there are real questions being answered all over it. As always, these are just the deeper thoughts of a geek who probably watches too much tape and yells range management at his TV like the fighters can hear him. If you agree, disagree, or think I'm completely off, let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one.